Welcome to Breathe, Love, Parent, the Shine On podcast. I'm your host, Rach, yoga teacher, natural mama, and passionate guide in all things nervous system and connection. This is your space for honest conversations, emotional wellbeing tools, and mindful parenting insights. Whether you're in the thick of meltdowns or seeking a moment of calm, you belong here. Let's take a breath together and begin. Welcome back to the Shine On podcast, where we breathe, laugh, and parent together. I'm so grateful that you're here. Today's episode is a deeply grounding one. It's for the overstimulated, the touched out, the tired ones who can feel their nervous system stretch like an elastic band. Parents, this one's for you. Because sometimes the smallest tool in our kit, the breath, is the one that brings us back home. You've probably heard it before. Just breathe, take a breath. But what if I told you that your breath isn't just a coping tool? It's your inner anchor, your nervous system's reset button, and your most accessible form of self-regulation. Today, I'll be sharing a few breathwork practices that are simple, evidence-backed, and powerful. Ones I use in my own day-to-day as a stay-at-home mum with 2 under 3, and practices that you can also do with your children. But first, let's talk science. The breath is directly linked to your autonomic nervous system. When we inhale quickly and shallowly, our body thinks we're in danger. When we slow our breath down, lengthen our exhales, and become conscious of it, we signal to the body that we're safe. Research has shown that slow breathing increases parasympathetic activity. That's your rest and digest mode. Decreases stress hormones like cortisol and boosts feelings of calm, clarity, and even connection. This is especially powerful for parents because we're often holding space for so much. The tantrums, the noise, the tiredness, the decision fatigue, all of it. The following breath practices are for everyday moments. These are practices I come back to in the car, while I'm making dinner, or when I'm holding the baby and need to ground myself before responding to my toddler. So the first breath is the 4-7-8 breath. With this breath, we inhale for 4, we hold for 7, and we exhale for 8. So this one is beautiful for winding down at night or when you feel a big wave of emotion coming up. So let's try that one together. So you can do this no matter where you are, whether you're standing, seating, driving the car, sitting. You get what I'm saying. Okay, no matter where we are, let's exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As always, you can repeat as many as you want, but for the purpose of today's podcast, I'll explain the breath and then we'll do a breath practice. And so you can come back or pause the podcast if you'd like to have another try of each of these breaths. The second breath technique is called box breathing, and it's a 4-4-4-4 breath. It's used by first responders as it's a steady grounding technique where we inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 again. It's one I even guide my toddler through when she's having big feelings, and we draw an imaginary box with our fingers and breathe together. So let's imagine, I'm going to describe it as if we were drawing it as we breathe. So let's place our imaginary finger our finger into the air as it's got like an imaginary crayon. And we're going to breathe and inhale, drawing up the left-hand side. So inhaling for 2, 3, 4. Hold, we draw across for 2, 3, 4. Down Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and across again, 2, 3, 4. So let's try that one more time. And as we're doing the box, we're going to go up as if we're doing the left-hand side, across the top, back down the right-hand side, and across the bottom towards the left. So let's try that again. So exhale wherever your breath is. Inhale, up. So we're going to go inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. That's it. And I find children love doing this one. It's really calming. It's really grounding. It's, yeah, as I've explained before, it's when you're like really heightened emotions. Great for even doing in a line, like as a family. You can draw the box on the back of on the person's back in front of you. And it's a really nice way to just have that connection, particularly for children or people who have physical touch as their love language or really benefit from that physical connection as well. The third breathing technique is one I call sighing out the stress. And this one is one of my personal favorites. And so it's where we take a deep breath in and then let out a big audible sigh. Ah, I get it all out. Maybe even add like a shoulder shake or a body wiggle. And it might feel silly, but it works. And this breath cues relaxation, it cues release, and even laughter. And kids love doing it. And even if you just, if you're intentional and you say, I'm doing a sighing out breath now, and do it in front of your kids, they will enjoy watching you do it. So let's take a deep breath in, all the tension, all the stress, whatever you're holding on to, and then let it go. I'm sure that feels good. Okay. So using our breath with our kids is so important. So when I use breath work, it's not just for me, it's for my girls. They see it, they mimic it, they feel the difference in my energy. And I know that this is true because when I'm watching my eldest play with her babies, she's taking the deep breaths and she's naming the breath because that's what I do in front of her. I'm modeling this. I'm not just jumping on, recording myself and pretending that I'm doing a certain thing. Everything I share with you is something that I have tried, tested, and works for me. I can share so much more if you want me to, but I'm starting with what I embody because I know it makes a difference and I know how it can impact your parenting journey. So children are incredibly sensitive to our nervous systems. We co-regulate before they can self-regulate. So we regulate in relationship. Whatever mood, we've talked about emotional contagion in previous episodes, but they will catch whatever emotion you are feeling, experiencing, or abandoning in your body. So when I pause and breathe, I'm not just calming myself, I'm modeling emotional resilience for them. It's as simple as taking a breath before responding instead of reacting, which I know is not always easy, right? And there are so many things that add to that: sleep, pressure from work, additional stresses, additional stress from raising children. When your nervous system is overstimulated, dysregulated, you're not in your calm presence. Okay, so I get all of that. But what I'm saying is inviting your children to blow out their imaginary birthday candles when they're upset is an easy, playful breath prompt for kids that will benefit all of you in the household. So, a breath moment for you. Before we wrap up today, I want to invite you to take a breath with me now. Wherever you are, standing in the kitchen, walking with the pram, hiding in the bathroom, perhaps hiding in the cupboard eating a cookie because you don't want to share it with your kids. Get it? We've all done it. We've all been there. Let's just pause for one moment. Feel your feet on the floor. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Inhale through your nose and let it go slowly. Again, inhale and exhale, soft and long. That right there, my friend, is the magic. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be scheduled. It just has to be felt. You've heard me talk about micro moments of self-care. Breath is one of the most profound, but I often combine it with my Shine On Natural products. So I roll Calm the Farm onto my wrist and breathe it in slowly. My breath is my anchor. I do a breath cycle while I use our almond exfoliator in the shower. I take a deep breath as I'm putting on my self-care lotion. These small rituals stack until they create lasting calm. Thank you for breathing with me today. You are doing big, beautiful work in this world. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do for your family is to return to your breath. So to listen to more episodes, make sure you're following the Shine On podcast on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you're listening. And if this episode supported you in any way, please feel free to share it with a friend or family member. It might be the breath they didn't know they needed. And until next time, breathe gently and parent with heart. And keep shining, my friends. Thank you for joining me on Breathe, Laugh, Parent. If this episode brought you a moment of calm or connection, please share it with a fellow mama. Subscribe on your favourite platform or visit shineom.com.au/podcast for more. Until next time, keep breathing, laughing, and parenting with heart. The information shared on Breathe, Laugh, Parent, the Shine On podcast, is for general educational and inspirational purposes only. It is not medical, therapeutic, or professional advice and should not be relied on as such. Always consult a qualified health or parenting professional for support tailored to your individual needs. Shine On and its guests disclaim any liability for decisions made based on this content.